What's going on, guys? It's Ben. Thanks for checking out the channel once again. I really appreciate all of you guys who have subscribed so far. We are growing, which is awesome. But if you are new to the channel or if this is your first video, please hit the subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. And if you like the content in the video or any of my videos, smash that like button at the end and it'll just rank my videos. And so that's super appreciative. So today's video, as titled, is basically going to be a complete numbers reveal of everything and anything I did for my 6 months starting my agency in 2018. So I know that I mention this all the time. I've done 6 figures in 6 months. I actually did over that. I wanted to get right into the details, and for those of you that want to know the dirty details of all the numbers, I've got them right here with all my 1099s packed away and a calculator, so I can just give it to you straight and give you the numbers flat out to tell you exactly what I did starting my recruiting agency in basically July of 2018. So as most of you know my story, I was in corporate America for a good 4.5 years or so in sales, software sales, advertising sales, marketing, you name it, and obviously sold my soul to the devil doing that, and so had to get out. Kind of a dilemma. But inevitably, I made my way into entrepreneurship, which I had always kind of been dabbling into, but I made the full commitment and burned the boats behind me and decided that this was for me and I was going to go all in. So I worked the first half of 2018 from basically February to about July. And so around the 1st or 2nd of July, I quit my corporate job once I had everything lined up and started, and I was actually gaining momentum and started to grab some clients. And so from July 2018 to December 31st of 2018, these are the numbers that I did. I have each and every one of my 1099 forms here. I just did my taxes, which was semi-brutal, and I'll do another video on that. But I'm going to go through these, and I'm just going to go through the clients, and I'll go through exactly the revenue I made with each client, and I'll give you the raw numbers right here and right now. Might be a little boring, but let's go through it. This 1099 is from a client that I hired some cleaning people for. We did $13,433 with them. That's one. The next client that I have here, this was a warehouse that I did, so probably some forklift drivers. So we did $21,024 with them. The next client I have was a dental practice where I actually just hired basically like a receptionist, and this was a $3,840 check. That's the last client. The next client, this was actually a staffing agency I partnered with, and we did a split fee on a client of theirs, and I made $15,647 on that deal. The next client that I worked with, this was actually a driver position. So this was a driver, basically a non-CDL delivery driver for a transportation client. This is a $4,032 check. So we're at basically $58,000 right now. This is probably towards the end of the summer. The next client that I got after that, this is another transportation company where they needed delivery drivers, a frequent, easy position to fill, and often when I talk about, I actually did $10,368 with them. So we're about 70 grand right now. The next client was a plumbing company, placed like a receptionist with them, placed a dispatcher, a couple people. That was a $9,680 fill. The next client that I had was actually a warehouse, so probably some more forklift people and maybe some drivers as well. But that came out to $8,341. Okay. The next client that I had, this was my big kahuna. This was at the beginning of my career, actually. It's odd that I'm bringing it up as one of the last 1099s, but this was my big kahuna. This was the transportation company that I mentioned previously. I worked with them twice. They needed delivery drivers, and this client needed a lot of them. At this time, they needed about 10, and I actually made $37,248 with them. Put that aside. And then the last client that I have here was an HVAC company, heating ventilation company. And they needed a receptionist. They needed some HVAC techs. And I did $12,640 with them. So if we look at the grand total, if you can make it out here, it is well over $136,000 in total. This is all from July of 2018 to December 31st, when I had to stop counting to do my taxes for this year. So $136,000 between July and December 31st of 2018 is my entirety of earnings revenue-wise, starting my recruiting agency. So when I talk about 6 figures in 6 months, that is what I'm talking about. Those are the numbers by the book. Literally by the book. I just did my taxes, and that was brutal. But nonetheless, that was the entirety of what I netted out. And so those are all my 1099s. I've actually kept all of them strictly out just to do this video, because I knew I was going to do a video revealing all the numbers to everyone, because I know that people are interested, in how you actually go about doing that. So when I talk about 6 figures in 6 months, I'm really talking reality here, not pie in the sky. I'm not talking about if you really hustle, you can get there. I was probably going, half-ass, like 80%, maybe sometimes even 75% on these people, and really, emailing out a ton to get a lot of clients. But there was a bunch of repeat business in there. I'm not going to say that I went after it, and absolutely smashed it, because honestly, to me, those numbers are peanuts at this point. With my goals in 2019 and beyond, the 6 figures in 6 months is just totally peanuts. So $136,000, well over the 100K that was my original goal to do in 6 months after leaving my corporate job. And so I smashed that by $36,000, which was great. So that's kind of on the pace that I'm at. Currently my 2019 goals are a bit more aggressive, and I'll talk about those in future videos, but that's everything I did in 2018 in my 6-month stint, just starting my recruiting agency. So as a caveat, I'd like to remind everyone that this was my first and ever experience starting a recruiting agency, doing any sort of staffing and or recruiting other than simple employee referral programs like at work and other things like that. So this was my actual first go at it in business, solo by myself, which is another point I'd like to mention, that 100% of this revenue is generated by myself, from business development all the way to the close, to actually getting the candidate in the door. So by myself, $136,000. It's hard to kind of get my tongue around that number, but in 6 months. So those are the numbers, guys. Just wanted to do that as a quick video to kind of let you know. Maybe that's the motivation for you. Maybe that's just kind of a little bit of social proof for you, to kind of let you get an idea of what's possible. I probably could have made double that, if I was going 150% at it. But that's what I did in 2018, guys. Just wanted to let you know. So brag. No, I'm just saying that's the numbers. So I'll catch you guys on Monday. I hope you're having an awesome weekend and doing a ton of hard work. I know I am. Cold emails all day long. Recruiting never stops. So I'll catch you guys Monday, and peace.